Possession here for Kaya. Menzi with the captain's armband here. Go to the other side. Saito and now to Mardiano. So tatlo lang ang Kaya sa likod, but anytime Mardiano can just drop and make it a back four. The interception here, this is Jarvis. Pero mukhang nagmadali masyado ang Stallion. And now it's Gayoso. Does he have support? Decides to pass it back. Just as we thought so. Walang follow-up doon para sa Kaya. But it's just the first 5 minutes of this encounter. Now Casambre moves up. Horikoshi, hinintay yung bola. And of course, Bonanken was there to bother. And as this ball just goes out, well, so far possession has been controlled by Kaya, but they have not really turned it into something that's a scoring opportunity. Casambre will leave it for Camerad again. And gaya nung nabanggit natin, Kaya, the 2-1 lead aggregate, they go direct to Horikoshi. So a lot of speed on that ball. Was he able to track it back down? Nope. The ball already out of play into a goal kick here for Jason Pepito. And like what we said, Kaya, a little bit more patience here. They can afford to do so. They have a 2-1 cushion here. It's not the largest of margins. But of course, Stallion still has the work cut out for them. They have to score. That's the immediate goal here and make this an even more interesting duel for both. Stallion, of course, they defeated Maharlika Manila FC on their way to the semifinals. Ito naman Kaya against UP, the University of the Philippines. Another long one for Camerad. Melisa tries to chase it. And that one, Nieras headed to Pepito. Calculated risk, even as, of course, Melisa was trying to make the chase. 7 minutes into this contest. Well, Stallion has to try and engage their forwards. Of course, try to jumpstart a play here. Placito again for the keeper. Stallion playing left to right. Again in their familiar pink kits with the white shorts. Well, it hasn't been a frenetic pace to start our match. Sort of feeling out process here for both teams. Trying to just follow the bounce of that ball. Casambre. It is very compact in the middle. Masyadong crowded for both sides. And now a transition here. As this one is left for McDaniel. That's his strong suit, the left wing. McDaniel on the pass back and the shot. That one straight to the mitts of Quincy Camara, the first shot of the game for Stallion Laguna. Some token pressure there being offered by Nomura. And now Stallion starting to get their share of the ball. Velonco immediately crowded by at least 3 black shirts. Kaya unable to counter, however. It's going to, what is the call here? The ball will go to Kaya. Nomura continues the pressure. Susundan nitong ni Finn McDaniel. Placito kontra Abusi. Bonanken. Pilgira ahead to McDaniel. Now they have the numbers. Steadily, Stallion getting their share of the ball. Tries to thread that needle, pero no, says Odi Menzi. But that one a bit rushed as well. Abu C, unprepared to receive that through ball. Stallion will recycle. 10 minutes into this contest. Again, as it stands, Kaya ang papasok if it holds this 2-1 aggregate score. McDaniel against Saito. It ricochets off the body of Saito. Into the box. Menzi was there. And finally controlled by Akito Saito. Again, there's that Japanese connection for Kaya. They're Asian players of choice. All coming from Japan, of course, except for Abu C. Their other foreigner. So we get a good look at Matthew Neras wearing the captain's armband for Stallion. They will try to transition once again into an attack. Stallion kagagaling lang sa isang 2-2 draw against Terengganu FC of Malaysia in the AFC Cup. Sayang na laro yun para sa kanila. McDaniel and Junior Sam scoring, already providing them the lead. But a late goal from Terengganu FC, salvaging them a draw. They split the points. Nevertheless, the first point for Stallion in the AFC Cup this season. Daiso, does he have the numbers? Horikoshi against Nieras. 1-on-1. The lob inside the box. Belgira gets the touch. And Filonco leaves this for Belgira. Smart choice. Monanken threads the needle. Good touch passing here for Stallion. However, it ends up with Quincy once again. Isang dosenang minuto na po nakalipas in the second leg of our semifinals between Stallion Laguna FC and Kaya FC-Iloilo. Oh, there's that 1-2 once again. Horikoshi, and then now it's Abu C. A Placito. A great job by the defender from the United States. So just provide the body there. Here's that flick, and then Abe Placito first to that ball and makes Abu C touch it last as well. So they don't concede the corner and they win back possession here. Smart play there coming from Abe Placito, who was of course brought to the Stallion camp earlier this year habang patapos na yung PFL. And of course they have been preparing for this, for the long view. Again, they're just a goal or two away from the final, talking about Stallion Laguna. Same thing with Kaya. The next goal here will definitely put momentum doon sa team na makakascore. Here's the lob straight into the midst of Pepito. And speaking of international matches, as we take a look at this replay, nobody home there. It was Daiso and Abu C. Malapit sa bola, but not as close as they wanted it to be. Trujillo wrestles for that ball, but miscommunication between him and perhaps McDaniel. Nobody making a run for that ball. Itong Kaya FC sa kanilang nakaraang AFC Champions League match, natalo naman sila sa Yokohama of Japan. 3-0 was the score. They were shut by Yokohama, the hometown of course of Daiso, and his brother Tamon, who also played for Kaya earlier this year. In of course the Kanagawa Prefecture. Kaya FC-Iloilo makakaharap ulit ang Yokohama dito sa Rizal Memorial sa November 7. And that is a Tuesday. Direct play here. Abu C, here's the strike. It is deflected on the rebound. Gayoso sends it to the skies. And Gayoso quick to apologize. From the back, Asambre recognizing the run of Abusi. An immediate strike there and could have equalized, or rather the rebound right here by Gayoso could have just put it back in. Things are getting a little more interesting here for Kaya. But a good denial, of course, to say the least, for Jason Pepito. Not allowing anything. But for the backline of Stallion, you have to be better than that, of course. You have to come back right away. Oh, and Camerad bobbles it. A golden chance here for Stallion. It looks like there is a whistle. Was that a handball on Quincy Camerad? Camerad, again, he has a penchant for going outside of the area. Nagkatalo na naman doon. And luckily for Kaya, seems like a call on Stallion. And now the second corner of the match for Kaya. Sino pa ba kundi si Daizo ang kukuha nito, one of the top assists makers for the league, bar none. Janjan Miliza by his side. You wonder if this is going to go short. Horikoshi straight into the box. Placito with that sizable advantage, of course, the height and the heft for Placito. And now Stallion. McDaniel tries to thread that needle. Felonco has to look for a teammate here. They have the numbers now. Rillo Raza again back to Felonco, and now they send it back a little bit. Belgira has moved forward here for this sequence. Bonanken. And a denial by Kaya to delay this one, as that ball just bounces high and out. It will stay with Stallion. But a good job by Kaya, of course, to prevent further trouble, as Stallion got that to their attacking third. 17 minutes. A good denial once again. Mardiano that time. Hindi nagkaintindihan for Stallion, and you saw on the bottom of your screens Coach Colum Curtis applauding the effort here for Kaya. It's just the possessions management here for them as well. Even if they don't score, of course you would want them to score, but credit to Stallion for making it difficult so far. Now the through ball, it is deflected by Camerad. And now Horikoshi, tuloy-tuloy tayo rito. Horikoshi against Jordan Jarvis. Horikoshi inside the box, tries to connect. Sandra unmarked. Oh, that one a goal line clearance. Was that in? It looks like it is. Ricky Sandra with the opener. And that will give Kaya a more sizable cushion here. 1-0 for the second leg and 3-1 overall. Too late of a clearance for Stallion. Ricky Sandra, that will count. We'll see it on the replay. Unmarked. And yes, Matt Nieras, that ball already in. Past the goal line. The entire ball, of course, has to go. And Jason Pepito, wala ka na magagawa. Of course, you would try to contest that. But it looks like it is a goal for Ricky Sandra in the 19th minute. Only the second shot of Kaya here in this match. And again, when you scramble like that, if you're Kaya, the follow-up is just as crucial. And if you're Stallion, yun lang, nahuli yung ibang defenders, unable to mark Ricky Sendra from behind. And that's the difference between 0-0 and 1-0. Kaya FC-Iloilo in the driver's seat once again, thanks to Ricky Sendra. Well, formerly, of course, of United City FC, now with Kaya fortifying that midfield. Sendra, of course, an attacking midfielder who can create for himself, for his teammates. And now if you're Stallion, yung hukay, papaunti, lumalaki, lumalalim. You'll have to find quick ways to solve that. What a sequence that was. Again, you have to mark your man. Sometimes it's as simple as that. It's 11 against 11. You have to find your man. As Nieras will send this back in. I mean, you can sense that Stallion a bit shocked by that initial goal by Ricky Sendra, as Kaya takes the advantage. And of course, the reigning league champions will want to capitalize on this. Abusi on the cutback once again, but a good thing Placito intervenes. Bonanken. Oh, they lose control. Nagtinginan lang sila doon. And again, Placito working double time here. There's a bit of panic here for Stallion. There's a lot of time left. Just 22 minutes have passed. We still have 3/4 of this match to go. And lots of time for them to reorganize and try to take one back. Well, we have seen Stallion score more than 3 goals, 4 goals in 90 minutes. It is pretty much a doable task, but of course you have to go past the Kaya defense, which is at the moment unforgiving as well. McDaniel. They win a few meters here. Into the box. That ball took a deflection and slowed the path to the middle. Bonanken. Stallion keeps the ball for now. Back to the middle. They go to the ground, but Bonanken does not get the touch. Instead, it's Quincy Camerad. Nangalahati na po tayo in the first half. Kaya FC-Iloilo with a 1-0 advantage over Stallion, with Ricky Sendra from the edge of the box, from the right side, scoring. And you can hear Coach Ernie Nieras say higher, higher. So a bit more pressure here ang hinihingi niya from Stallion. Of course, they are down. Bas, Horikoshi, the turn, but this one is wide. Horikoshi decides to take it on his own. Well, he did have some room there. Just a quick turn to his left. Sinubukang iwanan ang kanyang depensa. Not much of a challenge here for Jason Pepito. But as it stands, it is now 3-1 aggregate. Again, there are 2 legs in the semifinal. The first game, the result from the first game will carry over to the second game. And as it stands, after the 2-1 result from 2 weeks ago and the 1-0 result so far sa ating laban ngayon, it is now 3-1 for Kaya. 2 goals ang kailangan ng Stallion dito just to force extra time at the very least. 24 minutes of play here in the first half. Well, Stallion, again, they've had their share of the ball. However, they're unable to advance it to their attacking third and try to go from there. Create a solid sequence for a scoring opportunity. And you see that ball once again stuck doon sa bandang likuran. They go direct to McDaniel. A foot race between him and Saito, but he loses that one, that ball. So Craig was there. And now they resend it to Finn McDaniel. The lob inside the box and the head. The header rather. Yuta Nomura. It looks like an early substitution here for Stallion, Zachary Ford. If we saw that substitution board correctly, it is Yuta Nomura who is going to be replaced. So Zachary Ford will take his spot at the forward, of course. Zachary Ford scored for Maharlika Manila FC when they beat Mendiola FC 1991 during the home stretch of the league, the PFL season, and has since made impact, of course. Bola ngayon ng Kaya, Meleza taken down, but of course exaggerated that contact na rin. Ito si Jan Meleza, of course Abe Placito, way bigger than him. Not enough to merit a penalty call. Yun ang hinihingi. Ito ni Jan Meleza, of course, from Clifford Daipuyat. It's not just Zachary Ford, of course, who is part of Stallion na nanggaling sa Maharlika. They also have Vinci Valdez, although he is not playing this afternoon. Christian Schaeffner is also part of Stallion, tanggaling sa Maharlika. And again, it's just these little errors for Stallion. And Gayoso, unable to make them pay for now. If you're a Stallion fan, you kind of just hope that they avoid those little errors. Especially they commit it from the back. And napakalapit para sa Kaya to try and pounce on those errors. As of course they have players capable of hitting from way out. Menzi wearing the captain's armband here for Kaya. They try to go to the ground. Menzi to Abusi. But there was a pink shirt, and that is Craig Bonanken. You love the activity of Bonanken, of Placito right here, but there has to be more cohesion here for this squad. Once again, we welcome you. This is leg 2 of the semifinals of your Copa Paulino Alcantara 2023. Mamaya po, it is Davao and Cebu. So the Vismin battle continues. Davao Aguilas behind Troy Limbo in the first leg, having a 1-0 advantage on aggregate. Pagkakataon ngayon for Stallion. They go inside the box. And that shot is in! It's in! And the equalizer for Stallion Laguna, Zachary Ford. Timely substitution, and it pays off right away. Boy, if you were surprised why Nomura was subbed out, well, this was the reason. Look at that, Zachary Ford. From a bit of distance, with force. Stallion equalizes in leg 2. And this is setting up to be an even more interesting last 60 minutes or so. '29th minute, the official time of that goal, as it is now 1-1. And Stallion taking one back. They need quick scores, of course. And Zachary Ford obliges. Quincy Camerad just surprised by that shot, of course. Hindi mo rin matatawaran yung tira na yon ni Zachary Ford. The backline has to be more alert than that. Another corner, meanwhile, for Kaya. Daizo sends it straight into the box. Poked away once again by Pepito. He's been the busier between the two keepers. But as it stands, it is tied at 1. It looks like a handball call here for Stallion. Bola mananatili sa Kaya. And A Placito trying to contest a matter here. Or his teammate rather. And umaawat ito si A Placito. And Clifford Daipuyat now just explaining to Stallion. Looks like that is Nathan Rilloraza. Getting a word here. Finn McDaniel, of course, the leader of the squad in terms of goals scored and, of course, also the presence on the field. And now he's trying to have a word with Daipuyat himself. But this is a set piece for Kaya. Daizo lobs this one. And that one looks off target. Zachary Ford moments ago just springing life into Stallion here. They cut the deficit once again to just 1. As it looks like we head into this hydration break, it seems. Oh yes, it is. On your screens nakikita nyo medyo makulimlim, but earlier when of course these teams were warming up, and when you have a 4 p.m. game, you have to warm up at around 3. And napakainit po ng araw dito sa Rizal Memorial, so they do need to rehydrate and just make sure that they stay, or their bodies have the proper amount of liquid to last, of course, the 90-minute contest. Well, on the middle of your screens right now, that is Ricky Sendra, the goal scorer for Kaya in the 19th minute, but 10 minutes after, Zachary Ford with the equalizer. Stallion Laguna pretty much in this contest. They just need to score another one. They are very capable of doing that. As you see them on your screens, of course, Coach Ernie Nieras and the rest of his Stallion Laguna FC. And again, just a refresher for our fans watching us. Finn McDaniel and Junior Sam scored the goals in that 2-2 draw against Terengganu FC of Malaysia in the AFC Cup. They played on the road. Kakalabanin ulit nila yung Terengganu sa Binyan naman on November 8. Picking their first point of the AFC Cup. Could have been 3 points, but there was a late goal from the Malaysian side. Sayang yun. Could have been the full 3 points for Stallion. But nevertheless, something to be happy about. You can sense that there is momentum for them. Mas mataas yung kumpiyansa nila. Even if, of course, they lost to Kaya 2-1 in the first leg of the semifinals. Ang Kaya naman, of course, although they use a slightly different roster for the AFC Champions League, natalo sila sa Yokohama. 3-0 was the score. Susubukan nilang makabawi sa Yokohama on November 7 here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Home game naman para sa kanila as we return to action here inside our venue. It is 1-1 for Stallion and Kaya. Saito sends it back to Camerad, who makes the long ball. Too much mustard for that one for Abu C. Abu C, of course, formerly of Stallion as well. And he leads the Copa Paulino Alcantara 2023 rather, with 10 goals. Good control here And Pepito sends this one to safety. Trujillo, however, loses that one. Diano. Dispossessed as well. Stallion wins it back. 35 minutes have gone by. 10 more minutes and change here in the first half. It's been nothing short of action-packed. Goals from Ricky Sendra and Zachary Ford, the substitute. And it is 1-1 here. Oh, excellent through ball. Abu C, 1 against 1. Here's the shot. And it just ricochets off the body of Jordan Jarvis. Credit the effort of Jordan Jarvis for just staying within the path of that ball. And nangihinayang doon si Abu C, but nevertheless, of course, another corner for Kaya. And this time it's John Meliza. Well, by now, if you have been following Kaya, of course, when it's a corner kick from the left side, it's Daizo. And from the right, more often times than not, it is John Meliza. Inside. Oh, that one takes a deflection once again. Abu C unable to rebound as Bonanken sends it to the middle of the field. Stallion tries to transition, but Kaya able to recover and recycle this possession. Casambre gets his touch, and now back to Justin Bass. Number 16, Justin Bass, of course, scored in the first leg of the semifinal. It was Nano Amita and Justin Bass. 5 minutes separating their 2 goals, 58 and 62nd. And Kaya off to a 2-0 lead in that contest. Good thing Yuta Nomura got one back to make it a more respectable 2-1 score. And of course, given the nature of the semifinals, you will really need to continue playing. Hindi ka pwedeng tumigil rito. Of course, every goal counts towards the aggregate score. And as it stands, it is 3-2 for Kaya. Sila pa rin ang nakalalamang rito, but Stallion knocking on that door. 1 goal away from drawing level are the horsemen from Laguna. Interception, well done by Felonco. It's 3 against 3. Felonco bounces off Akito. Good deflection there by Akito Saito. Could have been a chance there. As Noy Felonco from the middle, of course, does a good job dispossessing yung kanyang kalaban. And of course, had to choose whether he was going left or right. In the end, decided to move to his left ever so slightly and take the shot. That one took a deflection. Pero gaya ng nabanggit natin, Stallion getting their fair share of the possessions here. Just have to take care of that ball and turn them into scoring opportunities. 38 minutes into the first half. 7 more and change. It stays with Kaya. They send it to the back for now. Camerad, again, going out of his box. Was not like there is pressure there. And a good deflection once again to delay is Jordan Jarvis. Meliza will throw this back into play. And Justin Bass, it seems that na-outbalance lang siya. Tried to sell the call. Clifford Daipuyat not buying that one. But the miss hit as well on that intended long ball. Bola babalik sa Kaya, and now Meliza. thinking twice. Goes to Abusi. They lose control of that possession. And now Bonanken. Bola mawawala. Justin pass. Back to Sendra. A great save by Jason Pepito. Nakakarami na rin ang tira ang Kaya rito. Let's see that once again. Sendra once again unmarked. Just the keeper to beat. Kaya earning another corner. Already their 5th of the afternoon. And again, kanina pa natin nababanggit yung pag-protekta lang sa bola nitong Stallion, especially when it is at the back. They take it short. Here it is. Just goes wide. John Melisa. I think it was a connection to Ricky Sendra, but too much. Oh yeah, there it was. Napalakas yung intended assist pass for Ricky Sendra ito ni John Melisa. At tinuturo nga ni Ricky Sendra saan niya dapat dalhin yung bola para matira ng maayos. Already 40 minutes have elapsed here. It is 1-1. Ricky Sendra with the opener in the 19th. Zachary Ford with the equalizer in the 29th. McDaniel. Bonanken sends it forward. Belgira. Or rather, that was Ford. Not enough support for him. And now a little pressure for Stallion. Casambre wisely just delays that ball a little bit. Iba talaga yung bentahe kapag nasa iyo yung lamang after the first leg. It's not to say that Kaya's relaxing, of course. They just know how to take their time a little bit more. Camerad back to Casambre. To the left side of the field. Advancing that ball to the middle. Bas back to Casambre. Directing traffic here. Napaaga ang pasa. Daiso Rikoshi. Trying to change direction there. Placito naghahanap ng mapapasahan. Noy Felonco. More pressure. Refs play the advantage. As that was, of course, an obvious, could have been an obvious call already for Daiso, but ball staying with Stallion. So we take a good look at John Melisa. The club football veteran. Nieras. About 3 more minutes here. Trujillo. Running out of real estate that time was Juan Galeana Trujillo. Menzi. Kaya just controlling their share of the ball. Nothing too fancy. Not really rushing things here. If there are openings like this, Gayoso on the first touch. Gayoso second touch. But too many pink shirts have come on. And that is, of course, an obvious foul on the part of Ricky Sendra. Masyado lang malakas yung bola talaga for Harvey Gayoso to control. Oh, that was Mardiano rather. But ang kagandahan sa Kaya, of course, when they see, when the defense, the back four, or the back line sees that may mga tumatakbo, right away, they can just go direct. Hindi na nila papadaanin through the midfield. As that flag is up for the first time this afternoon, offside call for Stallion. Juan Galeana Trujillo just a few inches ahead of the pack. Final 2 minutes of the first half plus added. Casambre. Here's another long ball. Again, the field vision of Casambre. Horikoshi manages to get that ball. And on the incursion, Abusi so close. And the denial once again. Melisa on the rebound. Wala pa rin for Kaya. The resistance has not yet been broken here. And finally, Bonanken out to safety. Stallion able to hold for that sequence. Still a 1-goal differential here on aggregate. Casambre could be the final possession here for Kaya if they manage the clock well. Even Saito has come up. Gayoso playing the 1-2 there. It ends up straight to the hands of Jason Pepito. Oh, what a testy sequence that was. I thought there was a save initially from Pepito, and then the defense of Kaya, or of Stallion rather, also making it work. Abu C. So close to a second goal here for Kaya in leg number 2. 3 minutes of added time before the conclusion of the first half. More opportunities for Kaya to score. More opportunities as well for Stallion to try and take the lead here, which will effectively knot things up doon sa ating aggregate score. Has been nothing short of an action-filled first half here. Gayoso, nobody home, had the right intention, but could have surveyed the attacking third first before heading that way. Two and a half minutes for Stallion to come up with something. Pepito, a long one. 3 against 3. That one intended for McDaniel. Menzi gets to it. Ball is in play. Zachary Ford leaves it for Koichi. And now Zachary Ford. 1-on-1 against Saito. Zachary Ford still. And Zachary Ford dispossessed. Great work there by Akito Saito. It's a foot race for that ball, won by Jordan Jarvis, who sends it back to Pepito. Oh, what an effort by the shot stopper of Stallion once again. Oh, you can say that he has prepared for his moment. Ever since the departure of Patrick Dato, the national team mainstay, of course, Jason Pepito getting the limelight, and he has not disappointed one bit. Sendra threads that needle beautifully to Horikoshi. Horikoshi to his right. And now 3 members of Stallion ganging up on Horikoshi. The only proper way to really stop the speedster from Kanagawa. And now could be a transition here, but Finn McDaniel loses control of the ball. Great play by Casambre, and of course, wala ka na magagawa if you were McDaniel. Sinubukan mong kapitan just to get that ball back. Well, Marco Casambre, of course, has done remarkable from his spot as one of the fullbacks. Now Casambre again, iniinda pa niya yung hila nito ni McDaniel, and now again, Horikoshi tries to make that connection. Placito bothers. Final 30 seconds of the half. Rillo Raza loses his balance. Pagkakataon once again for Kaya. Man, you can see Coach Ernie just frustrated. They have to just keep that ball when it's with them. Nothing too fancy. They do not have to rush things. Abu C, it ricochets of Craig Bonanken, and that is the halftime whistle. Stallion Laguna and Kaya FC-Iloilo fighting to a 1-1 deadlock at the half of leg number 2 of the semifinals, with Kaya still ahead on aggregate 3-2 overall. Again, goals coming from Ricky Sendra of Kaya to begin the proceedings, and then Stallion Laguna getting the equalizer from Zachary Ford. We'll have the highlights to keep you accompanied until the second half when we return. This is the Copa Paulino Alcantara 2023 semifinals, leg number 2. At nagpapatuloy po ang inyong Copa Paulino Alcantara 2023 Leg 2 of the semifinals dito po sa loob ng Rizal Memorial Football Stadium. At the half, it is Stallion Laguna 1, Kaya FC-Iloilo 1. And this, on your screens, of course, are our first half match statistics. It has been tight, Kaya controlling possession at the start, pero Stallion able to recover and have their fair share of the possessions as well. More shots for Kaya owing to some of their direct attack, just targeting Daizo, targeting Abusi, targeting Harvey. And on the other hand, of course, Stallion making the most out of the time that they have the ball. Zachary Ford ang nag-ambag dyan sa kanilang 1-1 scoreline. And then everywhere else, it's a little even except for the corners. Of course, you see on your screens, Kaya earning 5, mostly from their shot attempts, leading to extra possessions, set pieces for them. And now we turn you over to the field as we are ready for second half action. It looks like Fitch Arboleda is about to enter the match. Just getting confirmation as to sino ang kanyang pinalitan. Oh, Dimensi still part of the action here. And that's a good look at Kaya FC Iloilo. So looks like Mardiano ang uupo rito. And Fitch Arboleda, the former Stallion player as well, joining the proceedings here. There it is, Fitch Arboleda in for Mardiano. Kaya FC will not be satisfied with this 3-2 aggregate score. Finn McDaniel is going to get us started in the second half. No changes for Stallion. They did make one early on. Zachary Ford replacing Yuta Nomura, and it has resulted into a goal for Ford in the 29th. And here we go, second half action. Stallion in pink and white, playing from right to left. Kaya in black, playing from left to right on your screens. Now, of course, first things first, Stallion, they need to score here to keep their hopes alive. Kaya FC holding a 3-2 lead on the aggregate score. And of course, just trying to look for their 5th straight Copa final. Ever since the inception of the mid-season, mid-year, well, this time it's end of the year Cup, Kaya has always been in the final. Has Ricky Sendra taken down another foul for Stallion. This gives us the chance, of course, sa lahat po ng ating mga kababayan at sa lahat ng nanonood, no? Iniimbitahan po namin kayo na punuin ang Rizal Memorial Football Stadium. Stand your ground. 10,000 strong po tayo sa darating na November 16 versus Vietnam and November 21 against Indonesia. This is, of course, the World Cup qualifiers, also the AFC Asian Cup joint qualifiers. Ascals against Vietnam November 16. Ascals against Indonesia November 21 sa Rizal Memorial po yan. Get your tickets at ticketmax.ph. Once again, the Ascals are playing back-to-back home games and you don't want to miss that. Get your tickets now at ticketmax.ph. In the meantime, Daiso Horikoshi earning a set piece in a precarious spot for his team. Another shot here. Here's the lob. Good English on that one, but again, Abe Placido just too big, asserting his height advantage doon sa loob ng kahon. Abe Placido, of course, first played for Stallion in 2021, and ever since they have been in contact with the management of Stallion Laguna, and successfully enough na ibalik si Abe Placido sa lineup nila. Here's the turn. That one is in. Daiso Horikoshi. Well, you can say a knockout play here for Kaya FC Iloilo. And Stallion Laguna, all sorts of discombobulated here from the throw-in. Daiso Horikoshi. We'll take a look at that again. Melissa Horikoshi, the control Ooh, it could be an own goal here for Abe Placito, but nevertheless, of course, credit to Daiso Horikoshi for making that happen. And as it stands, it's now 2-1 for Kaya FC-Iloilo and 4-2 on the aggregate. Well, that's the last thing they needed if you're a Placito and Stallion. It's going to be a tough mountain to climb now for Stallion, down 2 goals in the last 42 minutes or so. And if you're Kaya, more breathing room for you. Oh, what a way to start the second half. And Daiso Horikoshi again, just the skill here. Controlling that ball with the chest, his back turned away from the goal. Sendra. And now Kaya again with possession here. Well, they can afford to just send it back like that and manage the clock a little bit more. Saito sends it forward. Melissa. Bas on the 1-2, too heavy on that initial touch. Well, the time is now for Stallion to regroup. 50 minutes, 40 more minutes to score 2 goals and send this to an extension. Kaya FC padding on to their lead. Abu C tries to go to the ground to target Fitch Arboleda. Good intention, but looks like Arboleda matatawagan for a foul against Koichi Belgira. So good effort from one of the fullbacks. And now Placito. This one looking to be a long one for McDaniel, who of course covers a lot of ground. He may be listed as the left winger, but asahan nyo na, Finn McDaniel, as long as he's in front, will try to meet that ball and create a chance for his squad. You can just feel the silence from the Stallion side here. They are quite shocked by that second goal from Kaya. Again, the effort from Daiso, but ultimately it will technically be an own goal for Abe Placito, as he headed that the wrong way. Well, much to the delight of Kaya, of course, as if that goal was just gifted to them. 52nd minute, Copa Paulino Alcantara 2023 semifinals leg number 2. Pagkatapos po nito, do stick around sa ating Facebook page at YouTube channel ng Philippines Football League. It's going to be Davao Aguilas, UMAC, going up against Dynamic Herb Cebu FC. Lamang ang Davao doon, 1-0. But of course, Cebu will try to bounce back from that. Davao will try to maintain that separation and move on to the final. So 2-1 as it stands for Kaya, 4-2 on the aggregate. And if you look at it, 4 different goal scorers for Kaya. They have, and now Justin Bas, one of the 4, leaves it for Abu C. And that was deflected, I believe, into another corner. So the 4 different goal scorers, Nano Amita, Justin Bas, Ricky Sendra in the 29th minute of this match, and of course Abe Placito. Another corner here for Kaya. It's going to be the top assists man, Daiso, giving last minute directions for his club. Good elevation in that one, Sendra. gets a touch. Hody Menzi tries to meet that ball. Bas tries to keep it in play. Placito once again. And now Menzi will send it back to Camerad. You can expect Kaya to go to this option whenever they get possession here. Just to reset, just to get a breather as well. Oh, excellent high boot there by Gayoso. Whistles blown there, Abu C. Tried to get the advantage, look at that, Menzi. And then Gayoso just sends it forward to Abu C. Great control with the top of his foot, of course. And now Kaya getting a set piece once again in their attacking half. It's been a plenty for them. Horikoshi, not much resistance from Stallion as well. Chooses right, Menzi on the connection. Nieras deflects. It is now McDaniel against Menzi. Hody Menzi wins that ball back, sends it to the box, but no connection with another Kaya player. Arboleda tries to sell that one. Zachary Ford, it's 2 against 4. Ford, too many black shirts converging on him, but the ball is still in play. And on the lob, Camerad adjusts and captures this one. 55th minute of this match, and Kaya is still in control. And now you can see Stallions players moving forward. They're going to start that high press. Sendra in the middle, where he's comfortable at. Sendra once again, the Argentinian national for Kaya. Casambre to Saito. Arboleda unmarked, and now Zachary Ford makes the chase. The hard challenge from Gayoso. That one takes down Belgira. It's going to be ball back for Stallion. Oh, definitely not shoulder to shoulder for Gayoso. Well, just to be realistic here, still lots of time left for Stallion to score 2. They've had a penchant for late comebacks. One against Cebu in particular, down 4-1, naging 4-3, just came up short. And they've also won matches where they were down a goal at the beginning. So hindi matatawaran din dito for Stallion, yung kakayahan nilang bumalik sa laro. But now you're up against Kaya, the reigning league winners. They're up 2-1. Bas against Felonco and another Stallion midfielder. The ball will stay with the men in pink and white. Again, just lots of time here for Stallion. They just need to string together a good sequence from back to front. But just as I say that, the ball is lost. Abu C. Lots of room here for Meleza. Puts on the brakes. Sendra. They're able to recover right now is Stallion. Meleza once again. Targets Abu C. But no turning here for Stallion. Now lots of space here for Gayoso, and the last minute deflection by Abe Placito. Out of nowhere. Abe Placito, even Harvey Gayoso couldn't believe it. By his lonesome, could have taken that one with just one touch. And now 3 more substitutions here for Stallion. We see Christian Schaffner, Ken Pride, and Christian Ivanovsky Ivanovsky, of course, has 5 goals for Stallion. He's their 3rd leading scorer behind Yuta Nomura and Finn McDaniel. So Schaeffner will replace Nathan Rilloraza. And Ken Pride as well. But there's another corner here for Kaya. Owing to that reflection. And they keep the ball once again. They recycle Kaya, Miliza, Sendra. But an awkward position for him. So Ivanovsky will be manning that right wing. Christian Schaeffner there to provide support as an attacking mid. And then Ken Pride. Good 1-2. Schaeffner with his first touch. Connecting with Zachary Ford. Magkakampi po yan sa Maharlika. Now that's Ken Pride as well. Now they're trying to be more deliberate here. All 10 outfielders for Stallion. Up sa kanilang attacking half. Now Placito will move back. This is Ivanovsky. They will reset. So they have the ball, Stallion. They just have to decide where to go to. Ken Pride leaves that ball for the middle. Nobody home for Stallion. Transition here perhaps for Kaya. Horikoshi hits the accelerator. Now he stops a little. Changes direction once again. Horikoshi. And wins another corner for Kaya. Just like that. Just being nifty with the ball, Daiso Horikoshi. Past the 1 hour mark now of this match. Kaya still on top, 2-1 against Stallion in the second leg and 4-2 overall. So kanilang aggregate score. So not much elevation on that one. That one easy to deflect for Stallion. Here's the turn. Ivanovsky sends it ahead for Schaeffner. Fresh legs here for Stallion. Arboleda able to get into the path of that ball intended for Zachary Ford. "29 more minutes. Will Kaya be able to hold? Will there be late surprises here for Stallion?" And now the forwards will at least start to press here for Stallion Lagunas. That is a late whistle. Ricky Sendra does not appreciate getting tagged. Well, we haven't seen the yellow card being raised in this match so far. Now we do. That is Shermar Felonco. First yellow card of this match. Well, from behind, no intent to really go for that ball. Matatawagan talaga yan. And again, Clifford Daipuyat is our referee for this match. The assistants are Chris Mark Nanyola and Relly Balila. The fourth official is John Mike Basinang. Gerardo Andres is your referee assessor. The commissioner is Joseph Yensaya. Now to get that ball out of the danger zone. They do for now. Sendra has that ball from the skies. Oh, great skill by Bonanken. Does it again. And a long one. Zachary Ford onside. Will he get to it on time? He does. But running out of space. Zachary Ford. A good effort coming from Bonanken. Here's a long one. Gayoso. And on the turn, Ken Pride getting entangled with Fitch Arboleda. Well, you can see from Fitch Arboleda, the intent is to turn right away at iwanan yung kanyang bantay. And wala nang magagawa doon si Pride but to just delay the play a little bit. Well, the sun continues to set here in Manila. Binuksan na po ang ilaw dito sa loob ng Rizal Memorial Stadium. Daiso Horikoshi just waiting for the go signal. So this is of course an imminent set piece for Kaya once again. Although may kalayuan for them. Makikita mo yung mga kakampi ni Daiso now. In possession. Abu C, and this one is captured by Jason Pepito. Pride releases to Shirmar Felonco. Schaffner out of balance, wins it back, but loses that one to Daiso. Sendra gets tagged once again in the middle. Sandra, of course, started this match and it's been 65 minutes. Nakakaramdam na rin ng konting pagod ang isa sa mga imports ng Kaya. See what happened there. Schaffner dispossessed by Horikoshi and then from behind Noy Felonco. Konting tulak dito kay Ricky Sendra. Saito. So far, Kaya, of course, with their 3-4-3, managing to hold itong Stallion. It's really just the matchups as well. Yung magkakatapat doon sa pwesto. Miliza unmarked for the moment. Had to adjust. Bas. Sendra. They send it back once again. Saito. And now Fitch. Oh, too heavy on the second touch. Hindi nagkaintindihan as well. Placito, pagkakataon for Stallion. Pride. Medyo nahihirapan ng Stallion to move from the back. Token pressure here from Kaya. Ivanovsky. 67th minute. 23 minutes and change for Stallion to try and turn the tables to their favor. Ivanovsky still. Here's a long one for Zachary Ford. He is able to control. Ford one-on-one against Fitch. Loses control and Fitch wins that battle. Abu C. Kaya will try to transition into a counter. Not enough numbers so far. 1 against 5 for Daiso. Now here's the support. It is now 5 against 4. Horikoshi pa rin. Horikoshi. Here's the shot. And it is wide and out. Trying to take it on his own. Horikoshi against Jarvis. And someone's down for Kaya. Looks like that's Abu C. And Jarvis na rin ang tutulong. Nano Amita is preparing to be inserted into the field. Abu C getting some medical attention here. But it's going to be Nano Amita replacing Abu C. So timely substitution here. It's a case of cramps here for Abu C. The reinforcement. 68th minute of this match. 2-1. Again, just to recap, Ricky Sendra with the opening goal for Kaya. And then equalizer for Zach Ford of Stallion. And then the second goal credited to Kaya. Well, you can argue that it was Daiso Horikoshi, but ultimately an own goal for Abe Placito. Play continues here in the 69th. McDaniel, this is Schaffner, unmarked. Surveys the field. Binalik lang sa kanya ni McDaniel. Pride. Placito. Kaya doing a good job as well, reading the gaps here, just not giving spaces for Stallion to operate. Arboleda. Nano now getting involved here. His first touch goes to the ground, bothered on the first try. Sendra. At ibabalik muna nila again, owing to the fact that they have the 4-2 lead on aggregate. They can just milk the clock a little bit more, manage their time. Another chance here for Stallion. That one deflected. And eventually Daiso picks it up. Oh, good 1-2 here. Naiwan lang bahagya yung bola. Miliza once again. Harvey goes to the middle to Nano. Ang ganda ng pasok ni Nano Amita rito. Now Harvey can move to the left. Ivanovsky, play continues here. Tries to thread that ball to the ground. Finn McDaniel unable to get to that ball. There was a defender in between. Saito accelerates. Tries to get out of trouble from the back. And he does. And now forward to Nano, but the flag is up. Sayang na pagkakataon for Kaya. And now 3 more substitutions here. It's like Charlie Beaton, Joarin Bedia, and the other Menzi. That's Michael Menzi, who also wears the number 44. Now going to be there and go head-to-head with his brother, Audie. So Finn McDaniel has been replaced by Joarin Bedia. And then Noy Felonco is replaced by Michael Menzi. We usually see Menzi play the defender role, but this time he's going to be in the middle, the midfield. And finally, Charlie Beaton also making his appearance. Looks like this is for Matt Nieras. More fresh legs here for Stallion, but let's see if it will translate. Still have about 20 minutes here in this contest. Already a 2-goal advantage for Kaya. As again, this is the second leg of the semifinals. Pinagsasama natin yung score sa unang laro at sa ikalawang laro. Ito po ang ikalawang laro. The second leg of their semifinals. As that ball just left for Jason Pipito. Play continues here. Man down for Kaya. I don't think it's going to affect the play here. Schaffner. And again, this is Harvey Gayoso. And now he's back up on his feet. He's taking some time off. Let's see what happened there. So Menzi and Gayoso. Oh, not much contact really to sell to our referee, but Gayoso, he has to at least be cautioned for taking some time off. It is now the 73rd minute. 17 minutes more. Kaya, from the looks of it, they can definitely hold on to this aggregate score. Stallion will need to score twice in the next 17 minutes and change. Bedia. And Saito, strong challenge to dispossess Nano Amita. It's getting physical here in the second half. And Zachary Ford apologizing, of course, to the veteran. Amita, the goal scorer from the first leg, 58th minute. And that paved the way for another goal for Justin Bass. 2-0 start for Kaya. Nakabawi ng isa si Nomura. Here's the shot! And it is saved once again. Daiso couldn't believe it. But Jason Pipito, what a man, what a guy. What a denial once again. On the pass back by Arboleda. Could have bounced off the post as well. At least from that angle. Nevertheless, Kaya still with the ball. Casambre. Pupunta naman sila sa kaliwa. It is Janjan Meliza. Bas and Menzi. Michael Menzi makes the clearance. 75 minutes, 15 more to go. They target Gayoso. Daiso tries to win it, but Craig Bonanken does. To Michael Menzi. And a sliding challenge, of course, for Gayoso. That will be called for a foul. But from behind, no less. Placito again. Pride. To Bedia. And a great effort once again by Fitch to stay in front. Placito, now he takes the matter into his own. Bedia. Ken Pride. Schaeffner is in the middle. It's unmarked, they go to Bedia still. Ford. Beaten, but he is offside if they give it to him. Good pressure here from Kaya. And now there is some breathing room here. Bedia. Here's the lob. Here's the shot. Zachary Ford. Oh, it goes wide after taking a deflection from Marco Casambre, who makes himself present at the last moment. We'll see that once again. Oh, good technique by Casambre. Could have been a goal for Zachary Ford. Nevertheless, a corner for Stallion. They have not had many. Good area into that one. Ford and Nano trying to get that ball. And now it's with Daiso. Oh, off balance, and now Schaeffner wins it back for Stallion. It's a foot race between him and Saito. Schaeffner, however, unable to stop his momentum. And that is an obvious whistle. Well, Gayoso and Michael Menzi. Kanina pa itong dalawang to, and now a yellow has been assessed. Gayoso assessed with a yellow here. Second booking of this match. Oh, just the elbow from the back. No intent to really play that ball. Placito will send this one back into play. Pride. Well, the last 2 minutes or so, we have seen Stallion get this ball to the attacking third. See if they can continue to do that. Beaton. Kapapasok lang moments ago. And now Michael Menzi. Thought about the lob. Schaeffner. They go to the left. Pride. Flag stays down. Ford. Lots of pressure from the Kaya defense. To the middle. Bedia. Trying to go for the 1-2. Ivanovsky. They just can't turn and create a shot. You can see that Kaya, they have dropped as well. Just to stop whatever Stallion have in mind. And now Quincy Camerad saying, take your time. Well, we have the advantage, we have the lead. And now he's egging on his teammates to come meet the ball, anticipate the ball. Amita. Now he decides at the last moment to tell Fitch to take it in. Arboleda. Daizo in the middle. As you can see, nagpalit na sila ng pwesto ni Gayoso rito. And that's also with the help of Nano coming in for Abusi. Casambre. Melisa. Brings that ball to the middle. Melisa still. Oh, could have been a handball call. Sendra. Arboleda. It's still with Kaya, but not for long. Placito. Just putting his body out there. And now a transition for Stallion, but they keep going to the ground. It doesn't really make the cut. Kaya prepared for that. Yung mga through ball ng Stallion dito, basang-basa ng Kaya. And now it's been delayed once again. 10 more minutes. Could be the final 10 for Stallion's campaign here in the Copa. Could be a magical 10 minutes for them as well. But first, Quincy Camerad collects this one easily. And the way it's been going for Kaya, well, they just duplicate the result from the first leg. Ball just bounces off, but of course Nano was already ahead. It's going to be offside for Kaya. Bonanken. Ivanovsky against Sendra. And now a late substitution here, Robert Lopez Mendy. Player number 17 has been part of the club football scene here in the country. And looks like it is Harvey Gayoso. Robert Lopez Mendy, of course, was healing from an injury most of the season last year. It's good to see him back. Of course, has played several games for Kaya now. Beaton. Ambitious effort there from Charlie Beaton. But that will not get the desired angle for him. '82nd minute. 8 more minutes. That window is starting to close for Stallion and Kaya. They can feel it. The 5th final appearance for them in the Copa Paulino Alcantara. Amita wrestles that possession away. Kaya winning in 2018. Ooh, that connection. Daizo sending that ball, but that one just goes wide. Look at the fake there, Daizo, and then again, Nano. Easily could have been 3-1 here. Kumbaga, ilalagay na lang yung bola. And now a long one. Robert Lopez Mendy, this one wide to the left. Kaya at this point really just wanting the others to score. The unselfishness from some of their leaders showing here. About 7 more minutes of play here. Again, just to brush up on the history of the Copa Paulino Alcantara. 2018 Kaya FC winning against Davao. And then 2021 again against the ADT. So 2 Copa Paulino Alcantara titles for them. This is only the 5th staging of the Copa Paulino Alcantara. As that, of course, is going to be an obvious whistle inside the box. Of course, in 2019 it was Ceres Negros, and then in 2022 United City FC. So this is the 5th iteration of the Copa Paulino Alcantara. Oh, excellent through ball that time, but Jordan Jarvis will not be bothered to give that ball to Jason Pepito. So come to think of it, 5 straight finals appearances for Kaya in the Cup. 5 more minutes of regulation time. And once again, sa lahat po ng nakatutok, uulitin lang po namin sa inyo, we would like to invite you na punuin natin ang Rizal Memorial Football Stadium sa darating na November 16 and November 21. Stand your ground. Let's fill the RMS up to 10K strong, 10,000 strong para sa darating na FIFA World Cup and AFC Asian Cup joint qualifiers. November 16, home game against Vietnam. November 21, home game against Indonesia. And that's it. Buy your tickets from ticketmax.ph and be part of the 10,000 strong here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium for November 16 against Vietnam and November 21 against Indonesia. Arboleda sends that one to the box. No connection made between him and the teammate. The long one. And it is just Odi Menzi who gets it. Oh, there is still time for Stallion to try and get one back at the very least. Ivanovsky. Bedia. Bonanken, not much pressure in front of him. Bedia. Look at how compact that is. 1-2, Jowaren Bedia. But the denial by Saito. A timely play from the other Japanese national. Ken Pride from the left side. Jarvis. Once again, the 10 outfielders have come in front for Stallion. Ivanovsky goes the other way. Being bothered by Nano, but initial contact. Oh, it's 10 against 10. Three more minutes plus added time. Ivanovsky. Oh, good English on that one. And looks like Stallion will win another corner. Odi Menzi got the last touch. Charlie Beaton. Oh, good aerial into that one. But they just sail. Let that ball sail out of bounds. And now Marvin Angeles. will make his entry whenever it is possible. 2 more minutes. That clock, of course, continues to tick. Ricky Sendra, the goal scorer for this match, opening this contest with a 19th minute strike from the edge of the box, the right side, that is. And that, of course, counts to this result. Here's the lob, but Nano Amita, just a little challenged in terms of his height. Will not get to that ball, of course. 2-1 for Kaya, 4-2 aggregate. Stallion, you have to give credit to them. They were right there. And it's always great to see these two clubs slugging it out. Number 1 against number 3, of course, in the league. Daiso still making plays to the middle. Nano thought about it. And you can just see the frustration as Robert Lopez Mendy, he wants to be a part of the final match report here, just in terms of the goal scorers. Oh, there's still time for Kaya here, and you have to applaud their effort as well, just not playing comfortably even with this lead. They want to play it the right way until the final whistle. So still actively looking for those goals. It's going to be the end of the campaign here for Stallion, but suportahan natin ang Stallion. They have a home game coming up against Terengganu FC of Malaysia. Yan po ay, of course, part of the AFC Cup. 4 minutes of added time here, 4 more minutes before the end of Stallion's campaign here in the 2023 edition of the Copa Paulino Alcantara. November 8 po ang home game ng Stallion. Again, against Terengganu FC of Malaysia. Yung Kaya naman, they also have a home game dito sa Rizal Memorial. November 7 naman yan against Yokohama in the AFC Champions League. So baybayan nyo rin ang Kaya. Of course, they want to score some points in the group stage of the AFC Champions League. Oh, it's the best of the best. They know what task is in front of them. And of course, the third club, the third Filipino club, Dynamic Herb Cebu FC, also participating in the AFC Cup. But before that, well, Cebu will have to overcome a 1-0 aggregate deficit against Davao Aguilas UMAC in our next match of the night. Tunghayan nyo po ang larong yan, 7 p.m. Ilang oras na lang. Davao Aguilas, UMAC, and Dynamic Herb Cebu FC. Leg 2 of their semifinals. Lamang po ang Davao. 1-0 is the aggregate score so far. Troy Limbo, the only goal scorer of that series. Davao gustong makaapak sa kampyonato for the first time since 2018. And of course, when you say Davao Aguilas, you associate them with, of course, the Young Husband brothers, as that one, a long shot, made Quincy Camerad work. A late corner here for Stallion. And again, if you're Stallion, you just want to score 1 goal and make this a closer end result. And another one here. On the 1-2, Beaton is beaten to it. And now a transition for Kaya. They have the numbers, 4 against 2. Daiso with lots of room in the right side. Arboleda, and now Robert Lopez Mendy. Great technique by Joe Warren Bedia. Shoulder to shoulder. Enough to dispossess itong si Robert Lopez Mendy, but Saito able to get it back. Kaya at this point, they're just composed, knowing that they're just a minute away from the championship round. Camerad. Just the finishing touches here for Kaya. Amita. Angeles. And again, Stallion will wrap up their campaign, but again, you love to see them just continuing to improve their game. And it's going to be a very interesting next season of the PFL. Of course, we have that hybrid format. Has been discussed online. It has been announced already by the league. It's going to be 12 teams and a format wherein they will all play each other in the first round, and then they will be divided further into two, the upper half and the lower half. They'll play another round from there, and then they have the playoffs. So 12 squads for the next PFL season. Siyempre, ang mawawala lang doon ay yung mga university squads. They're competing in the UAAP next semester. And that is the final whistle. Kaya FC-Iloilo, on the strength of 4 goals overall, will advance to their 5th straight Copa Paulino Alcantara final. They beat Stallion Laguna, and there is just one more hurdle to go. Ricky Sendra, of course. And in the first leg, Amita, Justin Bass. And again, a spirited effort here for Stallion, just comes up short, but a bright future for Stallion. We are, of course, looking forward to them participating in the next season of the PFL, which will tentatively kick off on February 2024. And that is the final on your screens. Kaya FC-Iloilo for this match 2-1 against Stallion, and on the aggregate they just duplicate the result from their first leg, so it is 4-2 total. And let's just take a look at how this match unfolded. That was an initial try from Stallion, but first half, or the first portion of the first half, belonged to Kaya. Lots of attempts here and there. There was a sorry miss from Gayoso as well. And then Quincy Camerad going out of his area. Connection between Felonco and Nomura, but of course after Nomura was subbed out, as that was the opening goal. Matthew Nieras thought he had a goal line clearance, but it was already in. Ricky Sendra unmarked here and just takes the strike. The ball goes past Jason Pepito and into the goal. So it was 1-0 Kaya at that time. They had instances to go up 2-0 right away. Daiso Horikoshi, that one goes wide. But this was Zachary Ford, the substitute, replacing Nomura, and this is why the equalizer at the time, 29th minute. And Stallion, Zachary Ford injecting life into his club at the time. It was 1-1. And Stallion, of course, again, credit to them. They were in this match for most of the 90 minutes. Jason Pepito, of course, with saves like that. But in the end, a mistake from Abe Placito, as that one easily could have been the second goal as well. Abu C, he just laughs about it. Pero hindi pa tumawid yung bola. There's another good look at it. It just ricochets past the fingertips of Pepito and onto the near post. More first half action here as Sendra gets entangled with Galeana Trujillo, and this was the second goal. A sorry miss there for Abe Placito as he heads it to the wrong side. But credit the effort of Daiso Horikoshi as he controls that one with the chest and then flicks one in, making Placito work. And then Camerad, of course, with some saves here and there as well, made to work. Busy afternoon for Jason Pepito. Late subs trying to make it work for Kaya still. Horikoshi with a late attempt. And then Zachary for this one. Marco Casambre. You love the positioning by the defender right there. And then Nano Amita easily could have made it 3-1 as well. But that's it for Kaya and Stallion. 12 shots for Kaya. More corners for them. They just managed possession quite well here. And they did not allow Stallion to really get that second equalizer as they held on for the win. It's going to be Kaya with the first slot in the championship, and it's going to be either Cebu or Davao to decide who comes with the last dance with Kaya in that championship match. And on behalf of the entire broadcast crew and of course the football operations here at inside Rizal Memorial, this has been Levi Verora on the call. This is the Copa Paulino Alcantara 2023 semifinals, leg number 2. Hang on to your seats dahil may isang laro pa tayo. It is Cebu and Davao at 7 p.m. But for now, it's time to say goodbye wherever you are, wherever you're from. We'll see you at the games.